Go Curvy.
These ladies are not getting off my couch without talking a little sex. And our producer actually picked it this time. So Matthew, if it goes bad, you can't blame me. All right, and knowing Matthew, this came from NBCnews.com.
That sounds really sexy. Right? Yeah, that's very sexy.
Sexiest news on TV.
Sexiest news on TV. This is an interesting little list, and it's men and women have different regrets after sex. And these are kind of three. We'll start with the men, because we always start with the man. Dellany's just smiling away. Okay, so in
She's
no
got
particular...
regrets, clearly. She's thinking back through them, Sherry Lee.
She's going through her head. It's okay. We got it. So in no particular order for men, being too timid to approach a possible partner. So being a little bit shy. So that was one of their big regrets.
Okay.
It's just not taking the chance.
They should take the chance because you never know what the other person's thinking. They
know.
could look one way and feel completely different inside and be totally open to
They
you.
could, and also ladies could say, oh, they don't like me, and they're like, oh, I want to talk to this lady, but I'm too shy. So guys, just go for it. You know, hey. Not being more sexually adventurous when they were younger.
That's a guy?
Yeah, that's a guy.
Oh,
It's a guy
interesting.
regret.
But they regret. But are they interviewing 95-year-old men?
Yeah, that's a good
Like,
point.
or something? Why are they regretting?
Matthew, how old are they?
They can change this any moment.
That's true. And not being more sexually adventurous when they were single. So do you notice this thing with men? It's all
These
about
are
when they
married
were
men
younger
looking
and
back
single.
and feeling like they've missed out.
And then
that's what this is. And then they go
That's
out and buy
kind
the
of a
small
telltale
cars.
sign,
Yes,
right?
they're like, oh, my wife, I wish I would have done this.
Did you
Wish I
catch
would have
that?
done that.
I know, it's kind of like everything was about when they were single or when they were young. Or,
Can you tell how sexually adventurous the guy was when he was younger by the car he drives now?
Amen. Yeah.
oh,
Is
interesting.
he making up for something?
Right?
That's so funny. And women, I think we have more common sense. So here, listen to ours. Ours is losing your virginity to the wrong partner. And I think as women, we always think about who our first was. And if it was the wrong person, which probably in 90% of the cases for us ladies it was, you're kind of like, dang, why'd I do that? But so that was one.
But sometimes I think it's because there's a lot of pressure on a woman as a man to get it over with.
Yeah.
Just get it over with.
Oh, I agree with
Be
you.
done with it and get to the person I
Well,
probably
because
do want to be with.
the first time is not necessarily good, so you might as well get it over with.
And you're probably a teenager, dumb decisions all around.
Right. Second one is cheating. Women regret cheating.
Oh.
Funny how that wasn't
That
on the
makes
men's. That wasn't on the men's list.
No, they
at
wanted
all.
to
The men want more sex, and the women are regretting the sex that they've had. That's a problem.
Isn't that?
Yeah, that's a
It's
problem.
kind of interesting how the men and women cheat. It's so different. Like their lists are so different.
Yes.
And last one for women is moving too fast. Funny how the men's was the opposite.
Giving the cow away.
It would be interesting to see side by side how much sex and how adventurous the sex that these men are claiming that they wanted more of was versus how much sex the women had, you know, and the disparity to see if they had the same amount of sex and the women are regretting it and the men are wanting more and more adventure.
It's not such a husband and wife that have been married for a few years, these people. Don't you think?
Well, I don't know about that. But I think the reason why we always see this big difference between men and women and how they have their regrets is because there's been a lot of conditioning since we were young and how a woman is supposed to be and how a man's supposed to be. And like it's not an equal playing field.
Yeah.
You know?
True. Very, very true. Well, ladies, thank you so much. This has been wonderful. Stay with me for one more minute because we have my must-have list. And this week we have must-have maxi dresses because it is that time of year.
I love a good maxi.
Isn't it the most comfortable thing? See, now if I would have had a nice maxi dress instead of my nightgown, I would have looked hot. In that Starbucks
did you
line.
talk to her?
Oh, heck no.
I'm surprised though. But honestly, I'm surprised from what you said the other week. You don't wear anything. So you ran out like
I have my
actually
nightgown.
with a nightgown on.
And no shoes.
Right.
If I would have
so
been,
clothed at least.
if I would have been a little bit more scared, it would have been butt naked. Because
Right?
just run, grab bricks. I had bricks in my
grab a
purse.
good pair of heels.
Everything is better with a good pair of heels. It's true.
is, right?
You know what? Your nightgown would have been perfectly fine.
It would have, right?
Yeah. Actually, it might have been even better that you were wearing the nightgown.
Yeah.
So you should have taken
See,
that
I should have
chance.
had the darn
that those men
heels.
would
They probably thought
I I gotta put those heels.
Home.
I know.
Next earthquake. Next earthquake.
Dang, it's one of those, right? I'll be more prepared next time. I'll have the hair done.
And your heels by the bed.
Yes. Run, go to Starbucks. But now I know what Starbucks to go to in Hollywood.
I love it. She's the new Lady Godiva.
Your story kind of reminds me of when I was in Europe and I was at a toll. And I went to go, give the money to the toll taker, and I dropped it on my door. I couldn't open it on my driver's side. And I look in my rearview mirror, and there's this gorgeous French man getting out of his car to come retrieve my euro to give it back to me. And and then we went and we had coffee in this little town.
Coffee. Did you notice the pause before she said coffee? Then we went and we had coffee.
That's a code word for us ladies. All right.
Your curvy body's going on, child. Looking good with your fashion style. Life is short, it ain't no guarantee.